Farm for Profit Podcast. Take a listen, have a blast. Farm for Profit Podcast. Learn about farming while having a laugh. Farm for Profit Podcast.
Oh, what a new segment, Corey. We don't get to do this very often. What a fun relationship we made when we went out to the World Ag Expo. We got to talk to the Sonoma County Wine Growers Association.
Yeah, not our normal path, but I tell you what, it's pretty good wine, and I'll accept.
It is going to pay off huge dividends for us because they have shipped us 2 bottles of wine, and we're going to taste one today and meet the actual wine grape growers themselves. So welcome to the podcast, gentlemen. How you doing?
We're doing great. Yeah, we're excited to be here.
We've got Steve and Mike, and I'm going to put their name in the show notes, but it is pronounced Sangiacomo, if I did that correctly.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you did it on your first try.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
we had a little coaching before we
Uh-huh.
got on camera. I'm just going to say that because it does not sound like it looks.
Wine grower and partners. How's things going for you guys?
We're doing great. Yeah, 2024 season is upon us, and we're getting harvest is coming. Probably the next month or so. So we're almost to the fourth quarter. We're big sports guys around, so we like to attribute everything into quarters and halves. We're in the fourth quarter. We're getting close to the fourth quarter. Harvest our fourth quarter, but it's turned out to be so far a great vintage, and we still got a little ways to go before the goal line. So, but things are looking good.
So the growing season's been good so far. No major issues.
No, we had a little bit of heat spike. Other than that, survived it well because it was early on in the season, and things look good at this point. Like my brother said, the important weather is really kind of at the very end, so we'll see what happens. But as of right now, we're looking good.
Yeah, we've had beautiful California sunshine. So
That's what you need.
Mother Nature so far has blessed us. So we need some more California sunshine to get us to November. So it's all we ask for.
And you guys are in Sonoma Valley, is that correct?
We're in Sonoma Valley, yeah, in the southern. We farm across multiple areas of Sonoma County. Sonoma County is made up of different AVAs, American viticulture areas. So there's 20 AVAs in Sonoma County, and we farm in Sonoma Coast, Carnera, Sonoma Valley, and Petaluma Gap. So we're 4 of the farm in different areas of Sonoma County. So
That's very cool. And you guys are brothers or related?
brothers, yeah, we're multi-generational family, just like many of the farming operations, the grape growing operation, wine operations in Sonoma County. I think over 70% of our vineyards out here and operations are multi-generational family businesses. So very roots run deep around here in terms of in more ways than one, through the vines and through our businesses out here.
And are grapes the only thing you guys grow?
As of now, yes, no. Yeah, no, we're just growing wine grapes right now. In the past, our family had grown pears, apples, prunes, and cherries, but over this decades and stuff, this is about what's left that is profitable.
So farming is about profit, business is about profitability, and unfortunately we're left here in Sonoma County with just one crop left. There are some apples, there are some operations and that are still farming apples, but majority of it's all wine grapes right now, just due to the market, and we make amazing wine, as we'll be tasting here soon. So we love to be able to share with the country and the world.
I know, I'm making Corey wait. I keep asking questions instead of letting him taste it.
There's no one stopping. I can just stick.
You could. So you mentioned and kind of described your crop this year as a vintage. Do you ever go back and compare the year that you're growing in to years in the past to see if it's going to yield the same types of wines?
Yeah, every year it's a new chapter, it's a new journey. That's the amazing thing about wine. Why it's the best alcoholic product to drink. I'm not biased at all. Don't worry, I'm not biased. But every vintage is different. It's not like there's no recipe wine. There's no recipe. It's like other beverages. They all taste the same. And some they're different. Some are different for their own reasons of what, if it's weather, if it's late growing seasons, early growing seasons. It's Mother Nature's our boss. I know you're a big farming community. You understand. You farm where Mother Nature is, calls the shot. So that has a huge influence on each vintage, and They're all different. I'll say, every vintage is always, my friends are, how can you say every vintage is the best? Because it is. Every vintage is the best.
All right, so what do we have here? What'd you guys send our way?
So this is our 2022 Sonoma Coast Chardonnay. So it's from our state family brand. So we're growers, like a lot of growers in Sonoma County. We sell to multiple wineries. We actually farm 1,600 acres in Sonoma County across 14 different individual vineyards. And we sell to over 90 wineries, and which is a common theme with a lot of the growers. They decide, hey, let's start making our own estate fruit, and just so they can, consumers can understand our interpretation of our grapes through our wine. And we have other winemakers do their own iterations. And winemaking's art, and we like to say grape growing is art as well. So grape growers play just as big a role in the final product, and we like to educate consumers that guess what? Guess where wine starts? Starts in the vineyard. So this is our 2022 Sonoma Coast Chardonnay.
And how are you supposed to taste wine? Are you supposed to swirl it and then drink it? I mean, I know when we taste bourbon, you swirl it and you sniff, get a nose feel for it. Do you do the same thing with wine?
Absolutely. Yeah, you move it around, get a little of the aromas going, a little sniff, what kind of flavors. And then the next part is, or the aromas, they should say, the next part is tasting it for the flavor and texture.
So yeah, you're swirling up, breaking up all the enzymes, and it just basically, it's basically when you put the aroma in, just tell me what you smell. It's like, what's the first thing you smell?
Smells like a good time.
I like that.
Definitely get some fruity notes.
I had like a pear note almost.
Mm-hmm.
Pear. There you go. Bingo. Do you have the tasting notes in front of you?
No.
No.
Actually, the tasting notes. God.
We printed off like 65 pages of paper, and I haven't looked at any of them yet, so no.
I know. So it's a test for you. Yeah, so pear, a lot of fruit notes. So Sonoma County gets a lot of sunshine. We're in California, but we're in the cooler parts of the cooler regions. We're on the marine coastal region, we call it. So we're really close to the Pacific Ocean. We border it. It's California. A lot of our vineyards are, just miles away. So we get a lot of that ocean influence, marine influence in the day. So it allows the grapes to get ripe. Then at night, it cools down and allows the grapes to maintain acidity. So you get ripeness and great fruit flavors, and then you get acidity that really adds to the textural element to the wine. So when you taste it, you're getting fruit and acidity, which is great with food, and then it allows the palate to linger. Do you get some acid in the wine? You get some acidity?
I did a little bit.
Get a little acidity. It does stick around.
Yeah. It
nicely.
Is good.
It is very good.
I don't drink a lot of wine. This is why it's exciting for me to be able to get some exposure to through Sonoma County. What would you pair this with meal-wise?
What do you, Mike?
I think if you like fish, obviously it's that, but any of the lighter meats like chicken and pork, and then any type of vegetarian, goes real well.
Yeah.
Any type of sauces, usually lighter sauces, but even though go with a little red sauce as long as it's not too dominant. So it's pretty flexible.
We just had some shrimp jambalaya for lunch, and I think
good,
it would have been fine
absolutely.
with it.
We
It
got
was
a
kind
little-
of spicy.
Got some leftovers. This would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that acidity allows for the flavors of the food to be exemplified, and and there's a touch of oak on it. So new oak is winemaking in general is like you want a kiss of oak, right? You don't want. Sometimes there's some Chardonnays, Chardonnay's got a kind of a bad rap in the last decades where you taste it and there's this all oak, and a lot of just you really aren't even tasting the vineyard, the terroir. And there's a big renaissance of Chardonnay where winemakers and just wineries are really cutting back on the oak. And so this has about 22% new oak, which means new French barrels. So you get that really kind of that oak expression. And then all the rest of it goes to neutral barrels, which allow for all of our vineyard and all the hard work we do all year to come through in the final product. So,
wow.
So 1,600 acres. I imagine you guys are growing more than one variety of grapes.
Yes. Yeah.
So more than just this Chardonnay.
Chardonnay is our dominant variety, but we also grow Pinot Noir, a little bit of Merlot, and a couple other small varieties, a little tiny bit of Sauv Blanc, and a couple other 1.5, 2 acre varieties and stuff that we're playing around with. But Pinot and Chard are our two main varieties.
I didn't realize.
We're those Burgundian varieties. So which is Burgundy of France, where it all started, right? And so the Burgundy part of France is very similar climate to some parts of Sonoma County, not all. Sonoma County has different weather, microclimates, and so where our vineyards are, we grow the Burgundian varieties, Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, just because they're really cool. They accelerate and do very well in these types of climates. So Pinot Chard is majority of what we grow. In Sonoma County, there's Pinot Noir, Chardonnay. We grow a lot in Cabernet. Those are the three main varieties. Having said that, Sonoma County has microclimates where it grows, I think, over how many, every 20 plus varieties, and maybe even more than that. The majority is Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Cabernet Sauvignon. So
This may bring out my naiveness when it comes to wines. I didn't realize when you pick up a Chardonnay that was the type of grape. I just thought you could put any grapes in and make a Chardonnay just by aging it or process or whatever it was. I didn't realize it was variety.
Very naive.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying that now.
Just a little Google search,
great
man.
question. On the label, this beautiful label that you have, this Sangiacomo, it says Sangiacomo, which is obviously the winery's name, and then below it's Sonoma Coast, and that's actually the region of Sonoma where the AVA which we talked about earlier, and then it says a Chardonnay variety, as you just alluded, and then the vintage on there. It'll even go as specific as sometimes they'll put vineyard specific wines. So for us, we'll put one of our 14 different vineyards. So it'll be Sangiacomo. It'll say Green Acres, Sonoma Coast, Chardonnay. So that's some of the the writings that goes on labels and some of the educational components.
Wow. That's cool. Can we get this in Iowa? Can we get?
So for us, we're about 4,000 cases. So super small state brand. We sell 97% of the fruit we grow. We only use about 3% of our favorite blocks and vineyards. And for us, it's we have a wine club at our website, sangiacomowines.com, and you can buy online. We direct ship. We're not in Iowa yet. We don't have distribution in Iowa. So
But direct ship's close enough.
Ohio, you're in Ohio, but we're not. We're not in any of the. We're just in a couple of small states at this point.
So we have the first 2 bottles in Iowa.
We got the first 2 bottles, and we can order more.
Yeah.
Which I think I will.
And the UPS driver that delivered was giving Tanner.
Yeah, I got to tell you this. So I totally caught my wife off guard, right? Wine gets shipped to the house. It's in a beautiful box, and it's encased in a very good fashion. And the UPS truck driver says, you really shouldn't buy and ship wine this time of year. Our trucks get so hot, and that's just not good for. You just started going through the education of what we're supposed to do and when we're supposed to buy wine. And my wife goes, "Oh, well, my husband's going to drink it." And he just kind of went, "Oh, well, tell him to put it in the basement and let it chill before it gets started." I mean, just was all about educating until he realized that I was the one drinking it.
Yeah.
Well, didn't it come in ice? It should have come in ice. If it didn't, then I'm going to call her. It is very difficult to ship wine this time of year because of the heat, and they should come with. Did it come with ice?
No.
Oh
God.
Boy.
Uh-oh. Somebody has got in trouble.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, it's still pretty good. So.
It's great. Yep. We chilled it.
It survived, right?
Yeah.
It survived.
As instructed, we chilled it before drinking. It has been an absolute pleasure to not only try the wine, but to meet the two of you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Well, you guys got to come on. So you were out visiting, you said?
We went to World Ag Expo Farm Show in Tulare, and then we got to meet the representatives from the Yep, correct.
Yep.
And
good. Well, you got to come out to Sonoma and visit us.
We would love that.
I think that's the plan. If we get to go back out next year, is to grab a couple of days and head your direction. Sure, a couple hours away from Tulare.
Well, it's not that. Yeah, it's not that far. So
I think I got a guy that has a house out by Sonoma.
Ooh.
So maybe we could Airbnb that for.
I have a guy.
Oh,
Yes.
Our cook has a guy.
Cook.
I do have one question for you guys before we do let you go. What does the Sonoma Valley wine growers mean to you, for helping move your product and promote you?
Oh, the Sonoma County Grape Growers?
Yeah, no, it's a great organization. It helps us just basically promote all the great wines we're growing in the area. We haven't reached everybody in the world yet, so and certainly in the country. So, it's a great helped us promote the wines and, get it in front of people so they can try it because it really is a great product.
And Sonoma County is the most sustainable wine region in the world. So all of 99% of our vineyards in Sonoma County are certified sustainable.
Yes.
So, and this was led, to your question, Corey, is like this was led by the Sonoma County wine growers, Carissa, and I'm part of the board, and we put a stake in the ground in 2015 to be the most certified wine region in the world. And about 3 or 4 years ago, we attained that. And there's a certification process that all of our vineyards go through with the third-party auditor comes in and assesses a whole program that's all around sustainability.
That's awesome. I will tell you, most of the flyover states still use the Napa word, but what we learned from Carissa when we were out there, that you guys supply Napa with most of the wine that's going in.
Well, there's plenty of room for all of us in the wine world, and Napa's they're a great neighbor, but we're here to promote Sonoma, and so you just, when people say Napa, you say, well, Sonoma they grow great wine, but so does Sonoma as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. We're excited to be back out there, and now over this series of interviews, we're going to get to make a lot of friends, and we're probably going to end up with a really happy couple of days while we're out there.
Love it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to be wine and dine.
I love it.
Your dream.
Yeah.
I love it. So if our listeners want to find you, what's the best way for them to look you up?
SangiacomoWines.com. SangiacomoWines.com.
Awesome.
Please come visit. If they mention this show, they get a free a hosted tasting by Mike and I.
Ooh, that's huge.
That's a big time.
That's great. I love it. Gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Having us on.
Cheers.
Cheers.